Hey there, Bryan VantHof here with RE/MAX Advantage Plus and Ramsey Trusted. Hope you're having a great start to your February. We are almost halfway through the month of February as of tomorrow, it looks like. So I hope you're having a good start to your year. Thanks again for checking out this weekly video/email that I send out with just a lot of good, relevant weekly information that I hope you find is valuable to you. I know a lot of you open this email on a weekly basis, so I greatly appreciate that. Doing this research also certainly helps me become and be a better realtor. So just a lot of good information here. I think that both helps you and me understand what's going on in the real estate market. And if you ever want to talk about real estate, I certainly am here to be your resource, to help out, to provide information, contacts. If you need somebody to replace a furnace, fix things up around the house, if you need a loan officer, if you need whatever you're looking for, I've got a resource for it when it comes to real estate. So let's talk about the week that was. So in addition to some of the week that this past 7 days stuff that we'll talk about, we'll get into, because we are entering the prime time to be a seller. The next 6 months is a seller's market. We will be in a seller's market through really probably right around the 4th of July. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like to prepare your house, on just kind of an overview of some things you need to do to make sure you're doing the right things to prepare your home for market, to maximize your return and limit your stress and keep your house on the market for really as low a time as possible. The best offers that you are going to get will very likely be the offers that come within the first 2 weeks that your house is on the market. So just keep that in mind. So some of the tricks that I'll talk about, or strategies, I should say, maybe is a better way to say it, that I'll talk about later, are designed to help you improve marketability, shorten time frame, and ultimately reduce stress. But anyway, let's talk about this past week. We saw, and this again is previously owned homes within a 50-mile radius of downtown Minneapolis in Minnesota. We saw 699 new listings in the past 7 days. 435 of those are single-family homes, 165 townhomes, and 99 condos. We saw 62 more listings than we saw last week, but 83 less than where we were this time last year. 169 of those new listings did sell in the first week. 251 coming soon listings on the market. That's up 45 from last week. So we are certainly starting to see that inventory level start to rise gradually, but inventories are going to rise now. Now that we're past the Super Bowl, inventories will be rising here really until inventories rise until about September before they start to trail off again. So the total inventory available is 3,175 homes. Again, that's up 62 from last week, 447 more than last year, but more than 50% more than we had on the market 2 years ago. So we are seeing a little bit, we certainly are seeing a trend upward in the number of available homes, which is good for buyers and really good for sellers, especially if a seller has to be a buyer. Of the total inventory, 1,702 are single-family homes. That's up 23. Median listing price of $480,000. That's up $5,000 with the days on market of 62. That's down 6. Anytime you see a reduction in days on market, that means things are moving faster. And of course, we just saw home prices, median listing prices go up another $5,000. So pretty steadily moving up on at least some of the more expensive homes that are on the market. 691 of the available home listings out there are townhouses. That's up 19, median price of $300,000. That's unchanged. Days on market of 54. That's actually down 8. 782 are condos. That's up 20 at a price of $202,000. That's up $2,000 with days on market of 101, which is unchanged. 569 homes went from active to pending, up 51, while 338 went from pending to sold. We don't generally see a lot of closed transactions for the first 2.5 to 3 weeks of the month. So really at the end of the month is when you're going to see more pending to sold transactions. Moving on to mortgage rates. Mortgage rates this week compared to last week, pretty much the same as where they were. They might actually be up just ever so slightly from last week. Good mortgage broker will get you somewhere in the high 6s, maybe 7%, or maybe even slightly above, depending on your loan program. for a fixed 30-year conventional mortgage right now. 3 months ago, we were about 1/8% lower than where we are today. 6 months ago, we were 3/4% lower. And 1 year ago, we were just over 1/4% lower. Our 12-month high was just 30 days ago when we were about 1/4% higher than where we were today. But again, that's showing we're in a pretty narrow range from a mortgage interest rate standpoint. For showing activity, realtors scheduled 10,900 showings in the past 7 days. That's down almost 1,200 from the prior week and 2,200 less than the same week last year. I'm really not sure why the slowdown. Maybe it's because it's been cold weather, maybe because of the Super Bowl, but we certainly did see less showing activity this past week than we have in recent weeks, unfortunately, compared to last week in particular. I am expecting traffic will pick up now. Weather's not looking great for the next 7 days from a temperature standpoint. Things are starting to take off. I have a lot of people that I'm talking to, sellers and buyers, who are really itching to sell and buy homes here in the next few months. So a lot of things coming, probably seeing about a 10 to 15% increase in number of homes sold this year compared to last. If you're thinking of selling, you're thinking of buying, great opportunity to get out there and start to kick the tires on that, just to make sure you're prepared when that right house hits the market. All right, so you're thinking about selling a house, potentially. You have a house to sell. You have no idea where to start. You think it's easy to sell a house. You think you just take some random photos, throw it on the MLS, and boom, your house is sold. Not a great strategy. It's not a strategy not to have a strategy. But I guess that is one strategy that will ultimately cause you stress and really kind of lack of return on your investments here too. So let me talk a little bit to your sellers to kind of give you some rough pointers on good ways to prepare your house for the market when the time is right. The important things that go into making sure you're prepared for photography, making sure you're prepared for online marketing, making sure you're prepared for showings. Just a little bit of a rundown of 9 different things that you need to do as a seller, and you as a buyer, if you're looking at this from a buyer standpoint, things that maybe you didn't know that you were favorable to when walking into a house, or things that made you want to buy a house. But as a seller, there's definitely things that you need to do that you should do to make sure that you're getting the most money possible for your house and you're selling it in the shortest amount of time at the most money possible, because your best offers are coming within that first 14 days. First of all, declutter and depersonalize. You want buyers to imagine themselves living in your house. They don't care that you're living there. They want to see themselves living there. So keep that in mind. Clear off surfaces, pack up family photos, remove bulky furniture that makes spaces feel smaller. Buyers don't want to see your wedding photos. They don't want to see pictures of your grandkids. They don't want to see your dogs. They don't want to see your family vacation photos. They don't want to see your messy workstation, your work files. They don't want to see your kids' toys, or as little of them as possible. They don't want to see pots and pans. They want to see clean, clear surfaces. They don't want to see memorials or shrines. So unfortunately, you got to take some of that stuff down. Number 2, deep clean everything. A clean home sells faster, period. Deep clean everything. Scrub floors, wipe down baseboards, clean your bathrooms, make kitchen appliances streak free, make them shine, clean the inside of your oven, clean the inside of your microwave, make sure your house looks great. A fresh smelling, spotless home leaves a lasting impression. But if it's dirty and stinky and makes people want to turn around and walk away right away, you just lost your buyer. Number 3, boost curb appeal. First impressions start outside. In the wintertime, make sure your sidewalks are clear. Make sure people can get around. Make sure it doesn't feel tight walking up to your front door. Make sure the front door area is clean and tidy. Make sure you've got cobwebs down. Make sure you have the glass clean at the front door. In the summertime, trim the lawn, fresh mulch, plant colorful flowers. Make sure your front door area looks fresh and inviting. Curb appeal sets the tone for the showing. If they're happy going in, they might be happy coming out. Number 4, make necessary repairs. That leaky faucet, the squeaky door, fix them, get them done. Small repairs show buyers your home is well maintained and move-in ready, making it that much more appealing to them to buy. If it needs a lot of work, you're maybe going to have a few more problems. Neutralize paint colors. Bold colors can be fun. If you're a Packer fan, if you're a Viking fan, if you're an Eagle fan, if Chiefs fan, all those bright colors that those teams have certainly might look good to you, but maybe not as appealing to a buyer. Fix that now. A fresh coat of neutral paint can make your space feel brighter, bigger, and more inviting. So something to keep in mind. Number 6, improve lighting. Bright spaces feel bigger and more inviting. Open curtains, replace dim bulbs. Making sure you're having at least 45 to 60 watt bulbs and everything. For big rooms, definitely 60 watt bulbs for sure. Add warm lighting where needed to make your home look its best. Light bulbs may seem small, but they're easy. Making sure they're all consistent. Having the proper wattage light bulbs and the right color bulbs go a long way. One example that I'll use, soft white bulbs make white trim work look yellow. If you've got a beautiful white kitchen, white cabinetry, and you have soft white light bulbs in your kitchen, that makes those beautiful white cabinets look yellow. You don't want that. If you have oak color trim work, bright white or daylight colors of bulbs don't reflect well off of oak color. So you would want soft white for your oak colored trim kitchens, trim work, that type of things. This may seem really small and petty, but these are just little easy things you can do to increase the marketability of your home. Consistent lighting is important. Make sure you don't have a light fixture that has one bright white and one soft white. Make sure they're all consistent and are complementary to the paint colors and trim work that you have in your house. Number 7, stage key rooms. The way a room is arranged makes a huge difference. Stage your home to highlight space and flow, especially in the living room, the kitchen, the primary bedroom, and the bathrooms. You want to make sure everything looks clean, organized, and is staged properly. So those are kind of those key rooms, less important rooms. Garage can be overflow for storage, that type of thing. But those are the key rooms that you really need to prioritize to make sure your house is ready for showings and ready, because those are the rooms people really concentrate on. I tell people when we walk into a house, a buyer walks into a house, I just tell them, what rooms are important to you? Let's go there first and we can check those rooms out. That way they have a pretty good sense of whether or not they're going to like the house. So making sure you're staging those rooms is vitally important to success in selling your house. Number 8, eliminate odors. You might be nose blind to certain smells, but buyers are not. Air out your home, clean your carpets, avoid cooking odors before showings. A light, fresh scent is best. So you got a showing coming up and you just got past dinner, maybe stick with some bland smelling stuff if you've got a showing coming up just after you've prepared a meal. So finally, number 9, create a showing strategy. Once your house is listed, showings can happen at any time. Have a plan in place. Keep your home clean. I know that can be tough, especially if you have kids, and be prepared to step out during tours. Do not be the seller that hangs around for showings. I run into this a lot as a buyer's agent in Florida. I have tenants, I have owners who cannot leave the house or won't leave the house, and it becomes very uncomfortable representing buyers who want to have an honest conversation about the house, and you've got the seller or tenant sitting in the house really making people feel uncomfortable. So if you are showing a house, get out. If your house is for sale, get out for showing. That's just one strategy. One of the 9 strategies. Again, this is not a comprehensive list. Getting your home market ready takes some effort. It takes effort, but trust me, it absolutely pays off. Follow these 9 steps and you're going to be in the best position to sell faster and for top dollar. Not only will it benefit you, but it will also be easier for buyers to see themselves in your home. Again, this isn't a comprehensive list. As part of my marketing strategy for my sellers, I do offer a free staging consultation with a professional stager. She comes in and goes room by room with you and walks through the things that you need to do to prepare your house. For photography, for showings, for marketing, the staging consultation is vital to making sure that you are getting the most money possible in your house. It's just, if you're not using a staging consultation for an occupied house that has furniture, you're leaving money on the table, especially when you've got a free staging consultation with an agent like me to help you set up. So anyway, that's about it. As we enter the busiest time of the real estate year, it's so important to connect with a true professional. One example that I'll use is I had a listing last week where I was representing the seller. So what we had 20 showings on the property, multiple offers. There was one agent who wrote an offer for his client. This agent had done 3 transactions in the past 2 years. That agent was so incredibly unprepared for what was going on for the situation. They wrote up a poorly written offer, they missed deadlines, and that buyer missed out on that house. So, something to keep in mind when you think that you're going to use your friend's neighbor's buddy to help you buy a home. You got to have a professional by your side. You don't know what you're going to miss out on if you don't have somebody who does this full time, not somebody who's doing this as a side gig. It ultimately is going to cost you time, money, and frustration if you're not using a professional in this business. Just keep that in mind. So that's what I got for the week. Reach out anytime. I'd love to be your realtor. Love to have a conversation. I love talking real estate, and I just would love to be your resource for your real estate needs for 2025. So that's what I got. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon.